Welcome, Hedera Update. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I do updates on various crypto when something new or interesting comes out. We're going to talk about something related to Hedera, which will help Hedera significantly. An announcement was made, I guess, about a month ago, but I'm going to get into it here. I think it is huge. You need to have your cryptocurrency used and adopted. It can't just be, look what it can do, look what it might do, wouldn't this be cool? So there's a long process with some of these cryptos to actually show their viability. I'm Brian, Big Dumb Animal, don't do what I do, not financial advice. There are some links here if you're interested in various exchanges. Also, if you want to have your crypto in an IRA, there's an iTrust Capital link. You'll get a bonus there as well. I have a crypto school. I teach all things crypto, give daily updates. I'll talk about that at the end. To sort of simplify things, if you thought about a particular cryptocurrency that's fairly new, and you said to yourself, okay, there's always discussions online about who's building on that, layer one or whatever it may be. What's the project they're building upon it? So that's sort of ground up growth. Brand new businesses or applying new technology to old business models. That's going to take a while. Those are new projects. What about the addressable market of every business that's already out there? $1 million businesses, $10 million, $100 million, $1 billion businesses that could use this technology. They just need to start using it, be convinced as to the benefits it's going to give them, whether it's going to save them in money or maybe it's going to save them with regard to security, whatever it may be. So that's a huge addressable market. Getting into those companies and convincing them to use it for someone like Hedera or any other layer one isn't easy. If you've worked at any company before, particularly technology, you'll know that in the technology group, people will come up with new features or new things all the time. Really cool stuff. It doesn't mean anyone's ever going to buy it or want it just because they made it and it was cool. I've mentioned before I was a patent attorney. I've seen a lot of cool inventions that never saw the light of day. Coolest thing in the world, no one bought it. To get these into the hands of corporations and companies, large companies in particular, have sales cycles. Not only do they have sales cycles, but they got a lot of groups and divisions that have no idea what you're doing. So you could go into a company, and do you think if you're trying to convince a company to build on a particular blockchain that the HR department is going to have any clue what you're talking about? No. The finance group have any clue what you're talking about? No. So you're going to go into them and tell them that maybe the CTO or whoever it is that not only should you use this solution, but you should be paying gas fees. What are gas fees? If you're not in technology, you have no idea what they're talking about. We're paying gas fees? We don't own a car. What are you talking about? And you're going to have to hold crypto. Whoa. Well, that's going to have to go through our compliance group, and we're not sure we can do that. Or can we audit this? How does this work? So you've got to take these very technical things and make them really easy for companies to understand. The next step is to not only take these technical things and make them easier to understand, but say, you know what? We're going to take some of this technical stuff away. We're going to make it easier for you. You have two choices. Go into the company and say, here's our stuff. It's really hard to figure out. It's really hard to use. You should buy it. Or come in and say, here's our stuff. Here are all the benefits. It does have some difficulty. However, we're going to take all the difficulty stuff off your plate. That's what I'm going to get at. I know that was a long intro. What we're going to talk about here is the hash graph group, which isn't Hedera. This is very common that companies with solutions or software, whatever it is, will use third parties. Sometimes they may be third-party resellers, or many times it's just like one of these large consulting groups that will take the technology and apply it. So you can move your technology into more companies, get more exposure, get more adoption, more usage, more sales, more revenue. If instead of you just trying to sell to the world, you grab a bunch of other companies, work with them, and then they go off and sell the solution. I think that's going to be more common, and Hedera is doing it, not Hedera, this one called the Hash Graph Group. You can follow them on X. September 10th, they talked about this thing called Transact. So what's the Hash Graph Group? It's not related to Hedera. It's a completely their own for-profit company, Swiss-based company. They said they're experienced and qualified Web3 practitioners, engineers, design, develop, and deploy enterprise-grade solutions and decentralized applications on Hedera. Okay, so Hedera is this really cool solution. Your company wants to use it. There's a gap there. There's a knowledge gap there. So you get a company like this, you call them, they come in, and they help implement it. It's exactly what Hedera needs. This is brilliant. And they came up with a really cool solution. As you know, with Hedera, the average cost of a transaction, you can see here, is very low. They also bill it, show it, and you pay it in US dollar denominated amounts. You can't have and sell into a company and tell them that they're going to pay with a particular cryptocurrency, and every month that cryptocurrency is going to go up and down, so you have no idea what your bill's going to be. That doesn't work. Hedera said, we're going to denominate it in US dollars. You know exactly what your bill's going to be. Fixed price per transaction depending upon the price of transaction. They actually have a chart that shows that. But then the Hashgraph group took it one step further, and they came up with this thing called Transact. Enables digital currency transactions without the need to hold any crypto or wallets, eliminating the compliance risk for enterprises. All right. In a nutshell, and I saw this one particular article here, a real-time dashboard to monitor the transactions. This is what you get as a company using this Hashgraph solution. No crypto required to cover the gas fees. Here's the deal. Monthly flat invoicing in USD. So you say to the finance group, don't worry about it. I know everyone who's been coming to you with their solutions has told you you're going to need a crypto wallet, and now you got to get through legal and compliance and all of this. It's very confusing. No, we're just going to give you a monthly bill in your fiat of your choice. In this case, if you want USD. How about that? And they'd be like, yes, please. Service level agreements for liability and performance. They're going to provide a service level agreement. That's what every company expects when they're buying a solution. They want an SLA. Secure interface built with enterprise standards in mind. Okay. So the bottom line is, with them, not only is this company coming and saying, we're going to help implement and help you build upon Hedera, and we're going to be that consulting group to do that, to really bridge that gap. But we know that one of the barriers to entry for any company to adopt this and start using it is the fees, how the fees are built. Do they have to pay in crypto? Do they now have to have a wallet? Do they have to buy and sell crypto? Do they have to pay in crypto? That's just a huge hurdle and a headache that they don't need. So they said, we got a solution. We're taking all of that off the table. So now you're just going to, through us, you're just going to get this bill. It's going to be in USD. Brilliant. So two things about this. I think this Hashgraph group is one to watch. If you're watching and you're thinking about using Hedera and you might want to implement it within your company, I think this is a great group to talk to because they can help walk you through that, help implement it. So this just shows that finally we've moved down that timeline and we've gone to the secondary market of essentially third-party resellers coming out and telling the world, hey, we're here to help you adopt this and to help get over that learning curve and to make it easier and to take all of these things that were barriers to entry, the reasons you wouldn't buy, and get rid of it. Every salesperson knows, most people watching this and most people in crypto at the moment, since we're still pretty early in crypto, are probably more technically inclined. So they're just going to think all this is easy and everyone should understand it. Well, guess what? Most people are never going to understand crypto. Never, ever, ever. They might use it, not even realize they're using it, but they're really not going to understand the technical part, nor do they need to. But if you're a salesperson and you're going to go into a group and you want to sell something, you know that you need to make it as frictionless as possible, remove those barriers to entry. And whenever they have something, well, I can't do this and I don't understand that, you want to be able to have a solution and an answer for all the problems so that they can say yes and implement the solution. That's what they're doing. I think this is hugely exciting. I know most of the time people want to hear more technical things about crypto. I think this is more important than the next technological advance because this is finally getting out into the world and looking at this sphere, if you will, of billion-dollar companies, $100 million companies, and finally saying we've got a way to start selling into them. Have a great day. Please listen to my school. Thanks for watching. Love how I break things down? Then hop into my crypto school. You'll get step-by-step courses on everything. Buying, selling, staking for yield, borrowing, lending, even going fully debanked. Plus, join lively crypto chats and catch my daily market updates. And lastly, if you just want to help support the channel, there's a join button just below this video.